So in this video, I will go ahead and show you how to create a new user, new organization, new patent and a trademark case, how to associate them with a foreign patent and foreign trademark case, how to create an office action for the case, how to see the reminders, clear the reminders, how to print a form and a letter within a case, and how to create a report. So in order to log into CTS, you need to have your username and password. A username and password can be created from a database manager within CTS. We're going to go ahead and open FlexTrac. Okay, so this is the username and this is the password. You cannot see the password, but now we'll go ahead and create a new username and password. Okay, so you see this USP2 integration changes. This is a window that you can set to pop up or to show when you log into CTS or to disable this window. Also, the same will be for the current reminder lists. We will go ahead and disable for this user and we'll try to log in with that user. So in order to create a new user, you need to go to System, Users, Manage Users. And from here, you can see all the users that are created already. And if you want to create a new user, you just click on New and then enter the user ID. Make sure there is no special characters. You can go up to 5 user ID characters. Enter the password. Make sure you use something that it's easy to remember. Then tab out. It will ask you to save the password or to retype the password again. And click OK. So the new user is already created. Once you click on Save, it's created. Let's go ahead and see and edit more details for this user. Sorry. Okay. So you need to assign if this user is going to be attorney, agent, or administrator. In order to have the time tracking and billing module on your user screen, you need to check the time tracking and the time tracking administrator. Below in the address tab, you need to enter the information for this user. As more information you enter here, when you try to create a form or letter, which automatically populates the fields for the user, if there is a data here, it will auto-populate on your forms and letters. In the privilege level, there are 3 different levels. The first one is the read-only, so the user can only log in into CTS and see the cases, see the data, but it's not going to be able to edit anything. If you're an edit privilege level, it means that you will be able to edit the cases, but you have restricted access to create a new report or to customize a letter or to run a refresh reminder. If you're a database manager, you actually have a full access, no restrictions into CTS. So you should be able to remove, reassign cases to another user, create a new user, customize form, letter, create new reports. As I said, in general, full access to CTS. So let's go ahead and keep this as a database manager. In the second tab, which is the more data, you can assign your case management. So when you try to log into CTS, so when you try to docket a new case, they will auto-populate the senior attorney, primary attorney, admin, and agent. You can also automatically display the case reminders each time the case data is displayed. I will go ahead and check that. And then disable the dashboard on the start. Disable the USPTO changes on the start. That's the first window that will pop up. And also I can display to this, I can disable the displaying the USPTO changes in cases, but I will keep mine at this time. In the word processor tab, which is the third tab, you can set up your word processors in order to run a form or a letter or a report within CTS. By default, the preferred word processor is Microsoft Word. In order to search for the word location, you just go to the second field here that says Microsoft Word location. It's empty. So we'll go ahead and click on search. And now we need to navigate to the drive or path to search for the word location on your computer. So I know mine is in C drive, so I'm selecting C drive. When I click on search, it will start searching. The found files will be shown here. This is an important step for you to set up if you want to run forms, letters, reports within CTS. So you can print them out. Once it's found here, click on stop search twice. Select the file. You see it's auto-populate here. Click on return and it will auto-populate here. The same you can do for spreadsheet or for Excel. Click search. Would you like to search for Microsoft Excel? Yes. Again, navigate to the C drive. Click on search. Stop search twice. Select file, return. I'll do the same for Outlook. Once you find the Outlook, stop search twice, return auto-populate. So in general, this is the basic setups for the user. So in general, this is the basic setups for a new user into CTS. So once you add, make sure you click on save here and it will be saved. When I close this window, I'll go back to system users, manage users window, and I can see, okay, mine is not here. So it's not showing the new user. Just go ahead and click somewhere else and then go back to system users, manage users, and you will see the new test to user. Once we create the user, let's go ahead and close. We'll go ahead and open FlexTrac. And we will go ahead and enter the new user ID. You have the capability to remember the user and remember the password. So next time you don't need to type them again. You click OK, click continue, and it will open CTS. So the current reminder list is something that will pop up for the specific user or for the user that you try to log in. And you can remove them or delete them, or you can arrange them how to log in. When you log in, how to show the current reminder list. So this is for the user ABC. Just go ahead and do. This is who? ABC. If I go ahead and clear, you see everything here, it's ABC. But if I click on clear and click on redisplay, not only ABC, it will also show me the other users who has reminders in CTS. If you have a well, this is a new user, but if the new user have reminders, then you just go ahead and type here to redisplay. There is no reminders because it's a new user. Otherwise, it will show you only your user reminders. Redisplay. We'll come back to this reminder list later. Okay, so we create the new user, and now we'll go ahead and start docketing. So the first thing that you need when you're docketing a new case is to have an organization that you will assign your case. To create a new organization or to see the organizations which are into CTS, you need to go to Nexus, you need to go to Nexus and Organizations. From here, on this case grid below, it's like a spreadsheet, you will see all the organization you have already into CTS. If you double click on any of this, it will actually go ahead and open that organization. When you're in the organization window, you can actually see the cases which are assigned for this organization, and you can easily access them if you double click on the case. I will just go ahead and close. You'll go back to the organization. So in order to create a new organization, there are three ways. Nexus, organization, and then you can click on new, and it will open the window to enter a new organization. You can add a new organization from the shortcuts, or you just go ahead and select any of the organization here, click on clear. It will clear the fields and you can add a new organization. When you're entering a new organization, you need to enter the name of the organization. Just go ahead and enter something. The organization ID. And you can select if it's a client, firm, or other. By default, it's select client. Enter the address for the organization. As I said previously, for the user ID, more information you enter in the address fields here. When you try to print a form or a letter and you have the fields for the organization, it will auto-populate on your letter. You need to select the entity size. It's a large, small, or micro. So I'll just go ahead and select small. You can also add some notes for this organization. And this organization can be active and inactive. It means by default, it's active organization. And when you try to docket a new case and you assign this organization, it will go ahead and create the reminders for you. If you mark as inactive, it means when you try to create a new case and you associate this organization, it will not going to go ahead and create reminders because this organization is inactive. So sometimes when you try to docket a case, make sure if you're missing the reminders for the new case, regardless of the case status, go to the organization and just check the status if it's marked inactive. So this is how you can create a new organization in CTS. As I said, this is a basic new user training. So we'll go ahead and show you just how to create things and how to see them. I will go ahead and close this organization. And yeah, you can see that it's missing here. Just go ahead, click somewhere about, or go to another window, go back to Nexus and organization. And then you will find the new organization, which is the one that I just created, FDM1. On this case grid here, these empty fields below the title are actually searchable fields that you can go ahead and search for the organization. So if I go ahead and type here FDM, sorry, it will go ahead and show me all the organizations that start with the FDM, or just go ahead and click on F I have to show you only two. Okay, so now we create the organization, a new organization, and now we'll go ahead and create a new cases. So in order to create cases in CTS, you need to go ahead and click on docket. And from here, you can see I have the module for the patents, trademark is supplementary. If you wish to search for a case, but you don't know if it's a US patent or foreign trademark or, regardless of the case type, you will click on all cases and it will show you all the cases you have in CTS regardless of the case type. This is a customizable grid, so you can expand these fields here. You can remove the fields. You just go grab and drag up, so it will show you this black X and just drop it here. Or you can go ahead and change the order for the fields. So just grab and then go left or right and just drop it here. So you see US patent, you have the case number and the client ID. If you want to save this case grid, next time when you try to log into CTS to show you as it is now, just click on save. And it will stay this order. If you go to US patents, foreign patents, US trademarks, or I don't know, opposition cancellation, there are different type of fields and different positions for these fields. But when you go to all cases, the ones that you just save and customize will stay. The searchable field below, which is the empty field, it's if you're searching for a case number, client ID, or search criteria. Not only this search criteria or the empty field here for the search, you can also add the search here, which is the record details. You just type case number SEDA and click on search. It will go ahead and search everything that starts with the case number STDA. Go ahead, clear this, click on search again. It will show you all the cases. You can search by organization, by attorney, by a filing date starting from which date to which date, and it will show you the total cases you have for the search criteria, or if you are in all cases, without any search criteria, all the cases you have in CTS. If I click on show inactive cases, it will show me the inactive cases with the status, which is marked as an inactive, which is abandoned, transferred, and so on, expired. So if I go ahead and click on show inactive cases, you will see now I have total cases 97. If I remove, I have 94. So I have only 3 inactive cases, the inactive case status. So I have only 3 cases with inactive case status. Okay, so this is a searchable field here. Let's go ahead and create a new case. So in order to create a new case, you need to go to in order to create a new case, first you need to go to the case type. So let's go and select US patent. And again, this is the case grid here that you can customize. Searchable field. To create a new US patent, there is, again, 3 ways how to go to the new. There are 3 ways for you how to open a window to create a new case. You can go from the shortcuts here and create a new US patent. You can go from this icon here, new. Or if you are already in a case, you just go ahead, select a case, just click on clear. It will clear the fields and you can enter a new case. Creating a new US patent case, once you're in the window here, you see I just click on clear and the case management here, ABC says stays for the senior attorney. This is a setup that I have created in my user preferences. So it will auto-populate the senior attorney. The fields, the basic fields when you're creating a new case, new US patent case, are the case number, the client ID, the filing date, what is the title for this case, and the status. So let's go ahead and create a new one. If you want to use an empty space, go ahead and use dot or underscore. Make sure in the case number, you don't use any special characters. And also in the title, you don't use this quotation mark or any special characters. Because sometimes when you try to run a report or do a refresh reminder on your database, can give you an error. So test underscore for the empty space, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 1. So this is my case number. Then I go and select the client ID. If you know the client ID, you will go ahead and enter here. If not, click on list, search for the organization. Let's go and select the one that we just create and click on select. If you click on add, it will actually go to the organization window and you will need to add a new organization. So select here, let's select, populate the information there, then the title, training case 6.2023. And the last but not least, it's the status. So we'll go ahead and create a new, and I will save the case. The application type, by default, it's utility. I will just go ahead, create the case, it's new, and then the title is test for training case 6.2023. Now we'll go ahead and enter the filing date, which I will add today. And then last but not least, it's the status. By default, this case, it's a utility case. I will go ahead and create status new. When I click on save, it will ask me there is some reminder rules that I have for a new US patent case. I will just go ahead and accept them. And then it will create the reminders for your case. So you see there are only 4 reminders that I have here. One is to file the new application, and the other are actually my reminder rules that I have created. If I go ahead and change the status to pending and try to tab out or click on save, it will go ahead and calculate and ask me to calculate the dates for this case. If you want to save, you click on yes. So now it will pop up a set of reminders as per the USPTO for laws and regulations that you can accept all of them, do not set or do not accept all of them, or you can accept them individually by just selecting them and click on set/change check dates only. Do not set, none of this will set, and select or set change all the above dates. Let's go ahead and select all of them. Then, as I said, the set of reminder rules will pop up the windows that you can set the reminders. The third window is for the publication dates. And the last, it's not the and the last or the fourth one from this set of reminder rules is actually the next office section. You see in the background, it's empty. I'll just go ahead and accept. Out populate. Now, instead of 4, I have 15 reminders for this case. If I go back to the inventors tab, I'll see the due dates that I have accepted for this new pending case. So you see here in the maintenance and allowance and issued button, there is no dates because this is the status it's pending. If you're creating a case which the status is granted or it's issued, you need to select status and then you need to select the date issue or abandoned. It will pop up this window because sometimes the steps are actually to enter the date issue or abandoned and then the status issued, but I did the other way. So yeah, it will pop up a window, which is a great thing because you will not miss to enter the date issue or abandoned. So click here, OK, enter the date issue or abandoned. I'll just go ahead and enter today. Maybe it will pop up because it's the same with the filing date and the date issued, but you don't need to be worried because this is just a test file, test case. You see, I'm going to click here. Yes. OK. This is some reminder rules for an issued case that I will just accept them. Yeah, it will go just a couple of them. And then set the patent expiration date, which is the field here, expiration. And then, okay, set up the maintenance fee due dates 3.5, 7.5, and 11.5. I'll just go ahead and set double dates. So when I go now to the type reminders and priority, I have 24 reminders. My case is issued and my maintenance due dates are populated. Let's go ahead and clear this. So we'll go to pending case. Save. Yes. Okay. Let me just clear this. Okay. Save. So we have a pending case here. You see I have 20 reminders now because I just delete the expiration and the maintenance dates. Let's go ahead and create a foreign patent case. You see these small action icons on the top here. In general, they stay for all case types, well, they're slightly different or the position is different regardless of the case type you're within. So if you go and hover on the top of them, it will actually show you the information that you can associate for the case. So you can create a PCT case from this US patent case. You can create a foreign patent case. If you click, it will open the new window asking if you want to create a foreign case. You click here, yes. And then it will ask you to set the filing due date for this case. I'll just go ahead and accept it. And then the case management will be copied from the US patent case. The case number will be copied from the US patent case, the client ID, the status, and the local filing date, and the priority information here. The title will be also copied from the US patent case. Now go ahead, because it's a foreign patent case, you need to create the country or to search for the country. I'll just go ahead and select one randomly here. Maybe Moldova. So I select the country. When I click on tab out, so I select the country. When I click on tab out, it will actually ask me if I want after test underscore 123331 to add the country name or the country code, or do not change the case number. So let's go ahead and add the country code only. It will go ahead, enter underscore MD, which is for Moldova. The status is new, so I will just go ahead and change to pending and try to save the case. It will only populate for foreign cases. CTS will only calculate the due dates for the formal drawings or filing receipt and the foreign filing due date. I will just go ahead and accept this. It will ask me if I want to copy the assignment. I will just click on yes. And you see a new foreign patent case, which is associated with the US patent case, is created. You need to create your own reminder rules for foreign cases. As CTS, it's a US-based company, and the set of rules and reminders are as per the USPTO laws and regulations. And there is in the foreign country, each country has a different set of rules. So that's why CTS it's actually allowing you to create your own rules as per the foreign country. So let's go ahead and close this foreign patent case. We'll go back to the US patent case, and you can see in the background on this action small icons, there is an icon with the blue background. It means there is an information when you click on that icon. And there is a foreign patent case. So now let's go ahead. Once we create a foreign patent case, let's go to the US patent case and create or add an office action. To add an office action, you need to go to this actions icon again. We're still here in this area. And then you go ahead and hover to see where it says office action. When you find it, just click. It will ask you if you want to create a new office action. You click here on create, yes. And then you will need to select what is the response. So just go ahead and select non-final. The type of amendment or response is actually the amendment remarks by default. And then you need to enter the date mailed by the patent office. So let's go ahead and select today. When you tab out or click on any other field here, it will ask you to create the last date to file and the last date to response. It will auto calculate for you the dates that you need to accept them. Is this for missing parts? I will just click here no. And then you see I only add the date mailed by the patent office. And now I will go ahead and select the rules for this US patent office action. Select, and it will auto calculate here. Yes, you are able to go ahead and enter them manually or change them manually, but the days that will auto-populate for you to accept are as per the USPTO laws and regulations. Once you create the office action, you click on save. Remove the next office action. I will just click here yes. There is some reminder rules that I will come to them later for this office section that will ask me if I want to accept. And then I will create the office section. When I close, I go back. Instead of 20, I have 26 reminders for this case. So we talk about reminders, how to create them, how to enter an office section, but how we can see the reminders and how we can clear them. So to see the reminders when within a case, you just click on the case and click on history. So from here, the case history window will open. And on this case, you can actually see the case management, the item details or the case details, and then you will see the reminders here. There are a couple of different colors on this screen, and the gray one are actually reminders which are completed. They have a done date. The yellow, the red one are actually the red one are actually the reminders with the date due, the past date due. The yellow one are the reminders within a month from today, and the green one are beyond 1 month. We'll come to this coloring after this screen here. So when you're in a case and you want to clear a reminder or just to enter a done date, you just go to the history, select the reminder, click twice. It will go to that reminder and you can enter a done date, or for some reminders, there is only a box that you need to tick as checked. So this is a reminder rule. I will just go ahead and enter today's date and save. You will see instead of red, now it's gray. And this is the reminder that it's completed or has a done date. I go back to my case, go back to history. You see, instead of 26, I have 25 reminders now. When I go to history, I can see that test 2, it actually has a done date. You can do the same for the others. So you see, for this, I have to enter the information here or to enter a file date. If it's a reminder rule, it will pop up this added reminder and you need to enter a done date. So we see how to add, so we saw how to see the reminders and how to enter a done date for them. Now let's go ahead and see the reminders in general. So I will close this window. So when you try to log into CTS, if you have disabled the dashboard, it will not going to go ahead and open the first window that you will see when you're in CTS, the dashboard. If it's not disabled, when you try to log into CTS, you remove this USPTO changes window and the current reminder list. You can close them, and then when you're in CTS, you will see the dashboard. On this dashboard here, you will actually see the outlook, the announcements, and the status overview. In the outlook here, if you go next or previous week, you will see the reminders for the user that you are logging into CTS. Because this is a new user, doesn't have any reminders, I will just go ahead and click on this arrow here and select all. All means that I will see all the reminders for all users into CTS. Yes, you can go ahead and select a different user in CTS and see the reminders for that user. But if you want to see all, just click on all. You can go and click on previous week and see the reminders from the previous week for all users. And the reminders for the next week, the current week, next week, and a week ahead, that you can see the reminders on this Outlook calendar. You can print this one in Excel or in PDF. If you double click on this reminder, it will go to that case and it will go to the reminder where you need to enter a done date, or just to check that it's, for example, that you received, that you have an acknowledgement, depends from the reminder that you have. It's yellow here, which means it's in the within a month, and you enter a done date. Let's go ahead and enter today. This is for test case Algeria. Save. Go back. Yeah, it's still here, Wednesday, June 21, but just go back and go back again. It will be clear. This is more like also using it as a refresh on this Outlook calendar. You can see and print this calendar by week, but you can also print within a month. If you click on inside, calendar reminders, the attorney, it's task 2 or the user. Let's go and select all. And this is the reminders for the full month for all users in CTS. Again, print it in Excel. So you have the case number, where is the item, date due, and the client ID, or print it in PDF. So this is very helpful, if you want to create a report for the reminders that you have for a month. And the easiest way to create it, just where is the case number, where is the item, the date, and the client ID. You can also access from the shortcuts here, the reminder list. You remember this current reminder list at the beginning that it will pop up when you try to log into CTS? So yeah, you can access from there. You can see it if it's not disabled from the user screen when you try to log into CTS, it will pop up. Or if you go to shortcuts from CTS, select reminder list, it will pop up this way. As we saw this from the Outlook calendar, double click and you can access them. It's basically the same that you can access from the current reminder list. You can access the reminder. If you just go ahead and select the reminder, double click, it will go to that case, ADW113, and then the foreign filing due date. And then once you enter the file date, it will save for this case. It will keep it in the history. When you go back, let's go ahead and do that. When you go, ignore this type, don't worry. So when you go back, that reminder, it's actually gone. So this is foreign filing and so on. Yeah. It will just go ahead and clear the reminder. Because this case actually has a lot, so that's I just select one with a lot of reminders. You can print this current reminder list in PDF or in Excel. You can also add column chooser here and add more columns. So you have the case number, title or mark, item, who, due date. Let's go ahead and add the status. So I just select here, click on save, and the status will be added on this current reminder list small report, if I may say. You can play with the date range. Click on redisplay, and you see the reminders for the date range. You can search by a specific case number for a specific client, user in CTS, or by priority 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. You can save this as a report, which will be saved in the background here. It's gray out because we are in another window. But if I save as a report and I type 6.023, when I go back, I'm just going to go ahead and clear this, redisplay. I just close. When I click on save reports here, I can actually see the test 6.023 and see the current reminder list or the report that I create. Again, clear this, click on redisplay. Even if you're in the save reports, once you clear and click on redisplay, it will actually show you the current reminder list in general. Another important thing, if you're a database manager, you have this refresh button here. Please do not click on this, because once you click, it will go and do a system assurance, which means it will go ahead, remove all reminders, and recreate them again. So this process, once it's started, needs to be completed. Otherwise, you will be missing reminders. So if you want to go ahead and change the view or search criteria for this current reminder list, always click on redisplay. Do not click on refresh. Okay, so we talk about the reminders, how to see them, how to access them. And you see, I click on Save Reports, and I see the reports. If I click on Shortcuts, it will go ahead and see the shortcuts here. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about forms and letters that you can print within a CTS. So we talk about how to create a US patent case. The same goes for US trademark case. So you click on the case module or the case type. You can click on New, and you can create a new US trademark case. The action toolbars are actually, the location is here. They are slightly different from the US patent or for a foreign patent or from a from a foreign trademark cases. But in general, the position is here. So let's go ahead and create, let's go ahead and open one that has already some information. So this is a US trademark case. And if I want to print a form or a letter, you need to find this icon, which is like a printer with the small cabinets in the background. And when you hover over, it will say print. So you click on print, and it will show you the forms and letters that you can print for this case. These are, as per the USPTO laws and regulation, the most common forms and letters that you can print within a case. By default, it's set Microsoft Word. This is the user preferences. And from here, you just go ahead and expand. I will just go ahead and expand these client letters. And then I can see the client letters that I have for US trademark case. Filing, extensions, client letters, and so on. Everything that finished with the CT $ on the end, it's actually a prepackaged letter. Those are customizable, but if you're a database manager in CTS, yes, you are able to customize them or create one from scratch. Let's just go ahead and run any of this. Maybe, yeah, filing receipt. So I'll just go ahead and select this and click on Merge Form. But before I click on Merge Form, I need to make sure that I have the Microsoft Word macro set. So I'll just go ahead and open any Word document that I have here empty. And it's a new one. Okay. So we'll go ahead and see if I have the macro installed. If not, there is another video that we can show you how to set up the macro, the Word macro, and make sure that it's enabled. So view macros, and I can see it's CTS Word M. That's the macro that CTS is using in order to auto-populate from CTS. So it's there. Also, just to make sure that the macros are enabled, I click on File, Options, Trust Center Settings, and Enable all macros. I'll click OK, and close this. Make sure if you're using Office 365, when you're running a form or letter or a report from CTS, make sure you close these Word documents that you have open. Because sometimes if you have another Word document open, which is totally different, it's not associated with CTS, it will give you some errors. So I see I don't have any Word documents. I have the macro there. So I will just go ahead and print this form for trademark case. Select the case here, click on Merge Form. There is always, when you try to run a form or a letter or a report from CTS in Microsoft Word, it will open two Word documents and this small window that will pop up. So if you click on No, it will actually lose the connection with the temp folder and the file there. So you always click on Yes in order to auto-populate and generate the data from CTS case to your letter. So click Yes. And you see two Word documents. One is named CT $TM6160, and the second one is actually the form letters 1. So the first one that we saw here is actually the pattern file. And this is something that I will show you later or in another video, how to customize forms and letters from CTS. So you see, it will, on the other Word document, it will show you today's date. Let's go ahead and see right away, just today. And then and then client first name, client last name. Okay, so first name is Jean, and Maury, it's last name. Then it will go and say, okay, confidential filing receipt for, and then the case number. It will auto-populate the case number, which is PSI 1091. And then below, okay, application for, and then you have case number and the case title or mark. Okay, application for, and then you have PSI 091 FlexTrac. That's the title or mark. And on the bottom here, you have a field which is case senior attorney first name, senior attorney last name, job title, case senior attorney, case administrator ID, and so on. So as I said, when you get for a user or client more information you enter in the user screen when you try to run form letter or to print form letter or report, it will auto-populate the information on this document here. So this is how it looks like when you try to run a letter from a US trademark case. As I said, yes, they are customizable. You can customize them. And when you try to customize, you just go ahead and select one. If you want to, customize a letter that it's already there, you just want to add something and to keep that one next time when you try to print a letter to use that letter. So you just go ahead, select, click on add edit form link, and then make sure it's in Word. Make sure you make a copy, and in the copy, you actually need to change the pattern file name and the link, form link name. So let's go ahead to copy, and I'll type here test one. Make sure that you don't use any empty spaces or special characters. And then I should just add the test one here in the form link name, and in the pattern file name, I will just go ahead, and at the beginning, I will just type like 9 or whatever. Sorry. Whatever you're going to do when you're changing the, so I just type 9, but make sure if you want to change the pattern file name, you do that before .doc, that document. I will click here, okay? And then I will go to fields here. I just rename it. It's the new one, the pattern file. We just click on fields here, and I can see all the fields that I have already added as available fields to my form or a letter. Let's go ahead and add another one. So this is maybe something with a case. So just go ahead and select first the available fields here, expand the table, and probably say the client ID. Oh, I have already. Maybe client case number, case number. I'll just add it here. I think it's there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add it again. So once you add the fields, you can add the fields just selecting them and double click on them, and it will go and add it as a last on this selected fields here. Or you can just go ahead and select, for example, case collection, click on add, and it will add it here. Don't worry about this, it's 29 or 28, the position, because when you are in Word, you will see basically the fields that you add, they will be on the bottom of the screen. So it's, better for you to search for the field that you actually add, which is a great feature. So I will click here, save. And when I close this, it will ask me if I want to build a sample record. But you can also click on build sample record, and it will build a copy or a sample there. Just go ahead, close, and then click on client letters, and search for the one that we just create. I believe it was something that says statement of use test one. So again, click on merge form, make sure you don't have any Word documents open. Click yes. And this is the pattern file. And in the background, I have the form or the letter. I will close this, the form and the letter. I will go ahead and work on the pattern. So after today's date, I will just go ahead, empty space, and then if I want to add the fields that I just add on in CTS, I click on mailings, insert merge field, and then scroll down and see I have case number 1. It's saying case number 1 because I already have somewhere case number. So it might be somewhere, which I don't see it, but I will just go ahead and enter the case number 1, and then empty space again, and just go ahead and insert merge field and select the case collection. So I add the fields here. I will click on save, and it will save to my forms folder. You can also click on file, save as, and then search for the forms folder. By default, it will show you, but sometimes, if you think that you are not on the correct forms location, just go ahead and navigate from the more option and search for the forms folder and save it there. We'll just go back. I'll just click on save here, and then I will close. We'll go back to that report. I will go back to that letter again, click on merge form. I will click here, yes. I can see the pattern file is here. I will just go ahead, close. And then on my report or the letter, I can see today's date and the case number and the case type. So this is how you can add fields to a pattern file, how to customize. As I said, if you're a database manager, yes, you will be able to do that. The same goes for all other words and Word documents, forms, and letters. So that's how you can see a form or a letter, how to customize and how to print out. Now let's go ahead and create a report. In general, if you're a database manager, you should be able, in general, if you are a database manager, you are able to create a reports from each field that you can enter data into CTS. So you click here on reports in CTS, and you can see the reports that you can actually create. If you click on list, you can create a reminder list report, case summary report, patent cases and patent details, combine US PCT and foreign PCT only, office section reports for the US patent cases, trademark cases, trademark details, foreign, Madrid Protocol, US and foreign, or US trademark detail. As I said, in general, for each field that you can enter data, you can create a report. Organization, people, contacts, system, which is the users, you can create a report, or for the others. Let's go ahead and create one for a reminder list. Yes, you can run a reminder list report from the shortcuts in reminder list, but if you want to add more fields, to customize a report, you need to go to reports, reminder list reports, and from here you can see the $CT are the ones who are prepackaged with the CTS installation file. Those are customizable. And if I go ahead and click on this reminder list $CT and I click on show report, it will go and create a report for all reminders in CTS. So I want to make sure that if you have, I have just a couple of cases, but if you have like hundreds and dozens of cases, then it will take time for you to print. So you might need to do a search criteria. So by default, it's going to all records. To search for a criteria, you enter this, you click on this enter search criteria, and then you can go ahead and select up to 5 different criteria or 5 selections. I already have 2, which are the due date and the client ID. I'll just go ahead and just replace those those 2 so you can see how it goes when you enter a new selection. So go ahead and click on clear all, and all are clear. So I will go ahead now and select or enter my selection criteria. So you click on this REM table, expand, and then search for the field that you want to do the criteria, client ID. As you can see here in the search data type, it's a text, so I will need to go ahead and enter a text. So AVM. I'll go to selection 2, and then I search for, I believe it was a due date. You see, it's still text here, but when I select a field which is actually a date range, it will add the field here, the search field. If I can only select, and then you see it's date range. So just go ahead and type 1/1/2020 through 1/1/2024. So I have this search criteria here for me. You can go up to 5. Once you enter them, you click on OK. And you see how it's marked entered criteria. Now go ahead, select the reminder list $50 report that you want to run, and click on show report. Make sure there is no Word documents open, as I said previously. You always click on yes on this window. The 2 Word documents will open. The one that you will see is actually the pattern file. And the other one, it's actually your report. So to customize this type of reports, you just need to go and select the report first you want to create or to customize, to make a copy. By default, it's in Word. You can also create this report in spreadsheet or keep it in Word, the one that you will customize. By default, it's in Word. Just click on copy. Then you change the form link name and the pattern file. So I will just go ahead, create one in Word, one in Excel. So copy, reminder list, test 06, pattern file, I'll just type here 6, click OK. So form link name, it's test 06, and it's in Word. I will just go ahead and add some fields here first. So I have just a couple of fields here. I just go and search from because I'm in the reminder list report, I will search from the REM table and probably enter, I have who here, I have what? Maybe country. I just go ahead and add the country here. So double click, it will add, or just select and click on add. It's added here. Click on save. When I try to, because it's in Word, when I try to exit, previously I told you click on this build sample record. But if I click on X, it will ask me if I want to build a sample record. I will click here, yes. And I have the new report here. Make sure you enter criteria. The criteria will stay the same from the last time. Click OK. Select and click on show report. Again, it will actually show you the copy of the report that you create. So you need to go ahead and work on this pattern file in order to add the fields for you to customize. This is the report here. I will close. I'll go to this 6ABCRM6001. So now if you want to customize, first you need to go ahead and see the fields are up here. So I will just go ahead and customize. Then I will click on plus here. So I have another empty space for the field to enter. So you see it's gray. Then I go to mailings, third merge field. Yeah, but I have to select first. Insert merge field and then add the rem_country. Yes, I add the field that will auto-populate the data, but the title it's missing. So I'll just go ahead and click somewhere above this line, go after the title, and then I'll just go and here enter country. 3 country. So I add the title here. I will tab out twice or click twice somewhere else below, and it's set. Save or save as, depends for you, and I will close. Now I'll go back to my report. I have the criteria there selected. Click on show report. Okay, sometimes can give you this arrow, so don't worry. Just again, show the report. Oh, I select for all criteria. So you see, sometimes you need to be aware when you try to run a report and you're like, oh no, it's not printing, or it's getting very slow when you try to print. Is just because when I click on select the report after that pop-up message, it actually went to all records instead of my search criteria. But it's okay. We can actually see all the reminder list for without the criteria, but with the field that I just add. So I have the pattern file, I have the country and the reminder country. I'll just go ahead, do not save. And then I have the country, which is here. Which is, maybe it's better for me because I run without the search criteria, so it's good. We can see the country and the codes or the full name. So that's how you can create a reminder and customize a reminder. Yeah, not only for the reminder list, the one that we just create, you can do the same for case history, case summary, for the patents and trademarks. You can always contact FlexTrac when you go in CTS or when you're in FlexTrac. You see in the left bottom corner that says add support FlexTrac next to this green light. Click on that and it will open this email support from where you can enter your email address, your name, your phone number, what is the subject and the body for your email. Once you click on save, it will actually send to, once you click on send, it will actually send to support@flextrac.com, where me and my colleagues will be assisting with the request and give you a call if needed. You can always give us a call back on the support line, 855-997-9933, extension 110 for support, extension 113, it's for technical services, and extension 109, it's for sales. Also, next to docket in this blue drop-down menu, you can see the contents file. And from here, you can go ahead and see the help file, which is going to show you more information, helpful information for you when you are a new user and try to navigate into CTS. And you can also see what is the version that you're running. When you go to About CTS, you can see the version and the preference rules. Those are actually should be the same, the version and the preference rules. Thank you very much for watching this video. More videos will come and we'll send you an email, or you can request for a specific topic, because we are doing more videos, and we can send you a video for a specific topic that you will request.